Hi, and welcome to the Trinity Stamps holiday release. My name is Terry, and I am sharing a almost one layer card that I created using the Freezing Family stamp set. So let's get started. To start off my project, I am using white cardstock. This is an alcohol-friendly cardstock. And here is the adorable stamp set. I just love this stamp, and I didn't want to take away from the stamp, so that's why I wanted this to be the star of the card. So I'm placing that on the bottom half of my cardstock. I'm using an alcohol-friendly ink. I like using Memento Tuxedo Black because it dries really fast and it doesn't smear when I go in with my Copic markers. I did have to ink it on a few times just to make sure I got a good impression. And once I stamp that down on my cardstock, I am going in with masking paper. And I stamped the same image onto masking paper. And the masking paper that I like using is from Gina K Designs. And it doesn't have to stamp perfect on the masking paper because all that you have to do is cut around the edges of the stamp. So here you can see that I'm stamping it on the masking paper and it didn't make a good impression at all, and that is perfectly fine. So going in with my fussy cutting scissors, I'm just cutting around the edges of the stamp. Well, not the stamp, I'm cutting around the edges of the masking paper. And after I was done with that, I am going in and placing that onto the stamp image that's on my cardstock. I also went in with some masking tape and just applied that towards the bottom of the cardstock. Now it's time to ink blend. So the whole purpose of masking off the stamp image is so that I can ink blend around the background or onto the background without inking the images. So now using my blending buddies, I'm going in with a almost green blue shade of ink. This one is from Catherine Pooler ink, and I believe it's the color Skylight. And I'm just inking that towards the center of the cardstock. I will go ahead and list the information of inks and products that I use in this video down below if you're interested in checking that out. Okay, so after I was done with this shade, I'm going in with a blue color ink, and I'm applying that onto the background as well. Okay, so after I was happy with the blending, you could see that it looks a little blotchy, but the ink will absorb into the cardstock and it won't look as blotchy later on. So to create the snow on the background scene, I'm going in with white paint and a little paintbrush, and I'm splattering that all over the background. Okay, so I went ahead and removed the masking paper, and you can see how clean the image is. So it just made it easier, especially blending the background scene. I didn't have to worry about coloring that part in, and I love the effect that it gives. So now going in with my Copic markers, I am going to color the images in. I will go ahead and speed this process up and play a little music. And I'll leave a time below. If you're not interested in the coloring part, you can go ahead and skip to that time. But if you are, I hope you sit back and enjoy. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I am back. So here is a close-up look at the final coloring process, and I just love the cute snowmans. I mean, look at them, they're so adorable. So going in with the sentiment, I didn't want to choose a sentiment that was going to take away from the overall design. So I selected the sentiment for almost everything stamp set, and this sentiment pretty much has literally any sentiment that you can think of. And I am going in with the one that says Merry Christmas. I'm going to be heat embossing that onto black cardstock with white embossing powder. And I popped up the sentiment using foam squares. Okay, so to finish off the card design, I love going in with a white gel pen and creating highlights and details throughout the images. And finally, I adhered it to a side folding card base in white, and that pretty much completes the card. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please don't forget to follow along with the hop. I will list all of the information down below, and there is also a hop going on over on Instagram, so please go ahead and check that out. I will link that information down as well. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.